So, of course, we know definitely that poverty and economic plays tremendous. What about a family that has been affected by police terrorism or has been incarcerated for a period of time? How does that affect? One good book that we all can read, if you haven't read, is Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, Color Blindness in the Time of Mass Incarceration. So if you haven't read that book, that'll help bring clarity to that particular question. But how I'm going to try to tie this is a few examples from the experience. One, I'm going to talk about Robbie Tolan's case. Robbie Tolan was a young man that was killed. He was shot. On the same night, Oscar was shot, as well as Adolph Grimes, who was out in New Orleans. But Robbie Tolan was the son of Bobby Tolan, who was a famous baseball player for the St. Louis Cardinals. And they lived in a well-to-do neighborhood. So first, we have to be clear that you don't just have to be poor and be killed by the police. Obama could be killed by the police simply walking down the street because he's black. We're being killed not because of our economic standing. We're being killed because of the color of our skin. So we have to be clear about that. But there are some issues behind the economic aspect. And what Robbie Tolan, being that his family lived in a well-to-do neighborhood and was shot, of course, the officer was found justifiable in the shooting. That's a whole other story, but I'm going to talk about the civil aspect. They filed a lawsuit, and the lawsuit was thrown out. They appealed it. Most families don't have the ability to appeal because we don't have the economics to move forward. But they appealed that case, and the judge reprimanded the family for wasting the court's time for appealing it. Now remember, they sold their home. You have to hear this. They sold their home because they believed that their son was wrongfully shot and that they were entitled to some form of redress. And they pursued it, and the judge made the family pay the officer for shooting their son. They had to spend $7,000 to pay this officer for shooting their son, and then they alleged them for wasting the court's time. But being that they had a little money, they was able to appeal it to the Fifth Circuit of Appeal. And the Fifth Circuit of Appeal basically granted them the right to pursue the case. But anyway, I'm going to make a long story short. Behind that, they ended up going to the U.S. Supreme Court. All 9 justices ruled in their favor, and they brought it back down to the lower court. So they're still in court. But to make a long story short, because we don't have the finances to move forward with cases, becomes the issue that the system knows that is real. Because our own personal experience, but the fact that they threw out the gun enhancement, the judge threw out the gun enhancement, we asked the district attorney to move forward on the case, and he would not, because he said that economically the district attorney did not have the money to pursue the case on our behalf. No, so this is real, and in most cases when there's a state crime like that, you can't move on your own to charge an officer for murder. It's really held by the district attorney. So I'm saying economics plays in this in all aspects when it comes to us.